Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the 2025 graduation ceremony at Greenfield-Central High School. My name is Dan Walbaum. I'm the principal here at Greenfield-Central. It's a tradition as we begin our graduation ceremony to recognize our graduates who have attained Eagle Scout status or who have enlisted in the United States military. Please join me in congratulating and thanking the following students who are with us on stage. Isaac Birdie, Eagle Scout. Jalen Burrow, Army. Jordan Cooper, Marines. CJ Heron, Marines. Peter Hummel, Eagle Scout. Josh Kalb, Army National Guard. Lincoln Parsons, Army. Madeline Reed, Coast Guard. Keanu Reeves, Army. Reagan Sherfick, Marines. Damian Schnabel, Marines. Jaden Smith, Army. And Marquand Starks, Air Force. Congratulations to you all. Thank you all for your service to your community and country. And now, to honor America, please stand if you are able. Graduates, remain standing. You may keep on your caps. The national anthem will be performed today by Greenfield-Central senior Cooper Schmidt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Nice job.
Great job, Cooper.
Thank you, Cooper. Great job. Thank you once again to our Eagle Scouts and enlistees. You may be seated. We have several introductions and thank yous before we begin this morning, so please bear with me for a moment. First of all, thank you to our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Olin, Assistant Superintendent Jason Carey, and our School Board of Trustees. Your leadership and commitment to education set a standard for all of us. Thank you all. Thank you to our Cougar Pride Band. Under the direction of Chris Wing and Zach Crowder, we appreciate your excellence throughout the school year and sharing your talent with us today. Thank you all. Thank you to our senior class sponsors, Jenny Holzhausen, Sherry Foster, and Brent Oliver. These three work tirelessly to create a wonderful experience throughout the school year for our seniors every year. Thank you all. Thank you to Mrs. Connie Entrikin, our real MVP here at school. Mrs. Entrikin has created this beautiful staging today, as well as many other school events, especially over the past month or so. Thank you, Connie. Thank you to all of our staff members, K through 12, and I know many of you are in the bleachers here today, and you work at other schools throughout the corporation. No role is too small in this corporation, and while graduation might seem like a high school event, a 9 through 12 event where you recognize the seniors, it really is a community event. And so thank you all for the role that you have played in creating this day today. Two more. Thank you, families and friends. All of you have gathered today, again, for the role that you have played in influencing this special class of 2025. You really have influenced one special group, so thank you all. Job well done. Finally, our boys' golf season is continuing, but how nice is it to be able to hold a graduation celebration where a lot of your spring sports are still playing, still competing in the state tournament. So congratulations to our baseball, softball, and state track participants. So congratulations and good luck over the next week or so. To the class of 2025, I just have one short message. And I'll go back to the fall of 2024. For the first time in my life, I was the new kid at school. I was kind of old for that. I'll admit I was very nervous, but I learned that this place, Greenfield, has a special way of welcoming people. Standing before you today, I'm happy to call Greenfield-Central my home. Today's not about me, of course, it's about you. It's about your families, our graduates, and the year that we have spent together, and of course, the 12-plus years you have spent in Greenfield schools. Every school year brings opportunities for growth and for learning, to create memories that stay with us long after the final bell rings. This year was no exception. There's plenty of laughter in the hallways. There were championships that were earned through grit and teamwork. There were tears. There were moments of challenge and loss, and we faced those moments together. And yes, this year we said goodbye to two beloved staff members whose impact will be felt with us for years to come. We remember them today with gratitude and love. We also remember two of your classmates who are not with us today. In reflecting about the class of 2025 and what makes this school more than just a building, I was reminded by something written by the former United States Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy. Please bear with me. It's a long passage, longish passage. America and the world need a new generation of community builders, a generation defined not by age, but by spirit, by a fierce, unyielding commitment to each other, and a clear-eyed, full-hearted recognition that we are kin, not enemies. We fundamentally need each other. We must be that generation, It's up to us to reject the pessimism and animosity of our time and instead choose courage and hope. The choice we make to build community has the power to change lives and transform society. Seniors, as you prepare to cross this stage today, know this: you're already community builders. You've supported each other through tests, tournaments, grief, and joy. You've made our school better, not just by what you've accomplished, but simply by being who you are. Greenfield-Central is your home and always will be. This is your community. You'll step forward into college, careers, service, or wherever life leads, but I hope you'll carry this spirit of connection with you. Build community wherever you go. Be part of the generation we desperately need, as Dr. Murthy said, the one that chooses courage and hope. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Thank you for accepting this new kid. We're very proud of you, we believe in you, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the superintendent, Dr. Harold Olin.
Good morning, seniors, family members, teachers, and honored guests. We are excited to host all of you in our gymnasium this morning. I want to extend a special thank you to the parents and guardians in our midst. Your support to our students made today a possibility. I also want to thank the Greenfield-Central faculty and staff for their dedication and hard work. Your commitment to supporting our students through the highs and lows of the learning journey is instrumental in getting our students across the finish line. Today, we celebrate not just an academic milestone, but the resilience, growth, and character that our seniors have shown over the course of the last 13 years in their formal schooling years. Seniors, I want you to pause for just a moment. In reflection, think about it. A short 4 years ago, you began your career here at Greenfield-Central High School as nervous freshmen. That was probably the case for most of you. But as I look at this room now, I see a large group of students that are confident, capable, and ready for what is next. Mr. Walbaum mentioned it. You certainly faced some challenges over the last 4 years, yet you have consistently found ways to overcome the obstacles. And despite those obstacles, you have realized a lot of success. State champions in VEX robotics, bowling, and marching band for that third time in the last 5 years of competition. The best 4-year record in our 56-year history in our football and boys basketball program. Winning programs in most of our performing arts and athletics across all of central Indiana here as you've competed against your peers, really against those in the state. So seniors, you have shown us all that you have the power to meet your goals and to shape your future. My encouragement here is to not stop now. Our community, our state, our nation, and yes, even the world, we need your continued contributions. So whether you're heading to college, the workforce, or military service, remember the values you've learned here at Greenfield-Central, the traits that we've posted on the wall to my left here. Courage, hard work, integrity, and compassion. I urge you to never forget those qualities that we emphasize here in our community. If you follow those principles, I'm confident that you will find ways to continue in success in your future endeavors. So to the business part of my time here. By the authority given to me by the Board of School Trustees, I hereby certify that the students before us on the gym floor have met all the requirements set forth by Greenfield-Central and the state of Indiana. It is my honor and privilege to call you the graduates of the class of 2025. So congratulations and best wishes.
Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce our first student speaker, Della Hedge. Della is the daughter of Dave and Joella Hedge, and she will be attending Purdue University this fall to study aviation. Please help me welcome one of my best friends, Della Hedge.
Good morning, everyone. Classmates, families, teachers, and friends. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Della Hedge. I've had the pleasure of serving as the class of 2025 Vice President for the past 4 years. But more importantly, I've had the pleasure to know many of these amazing graduates for the last 13 years. Today is a celebration, not just of reaching the end of high school, but of everything we've overcome on the way here and who we're becoming on our way out. Now, I've heard it said, and maybe you have too, that our generation is weak, that we're too dependent on technology, overly sensitive, and detached from tradition, that we scroll too much, cry too easily, and care too little about the real world. But I see something else entirely. I see a generation that has navigated the noise of constant comparison and the pressure of perfection, and come out stronger, not weaker. We've grown up in a world where social media tells us every single day who we should be, what we should look like, how we should talk, what success should mean. And yet, we've had the courage to ask, but what if we want something different? We are the generation that has learned to think for ourselves, to question the mold, instead of forcing ourselves into it. And that takes strength. We've learned that being sensitive is not a flaw, it's a form of awareness. We are more emotionally intelligent, more inclusive, and more connected to the struggles of others. We care about mental health. We speak up for justice. We listen to voices that used to be silenced. And that is not weakness. That is compassion paired with courage. And yes, we've grown up with technology, but instead of fearing it, we've mastered it. We've used it to build businesses, to create art, to connect across borders, to teach ourselves skills no one even thought was possible in the past. We don't wait for permission to create change. We Google it, design it, code it, post it, and launch it. And the people who say we're weak don't know us like we do, don't know us like the people in this room do. So thank you. To the teachers who challenged us, the administrators who supported us, the parents and families who cheered us on, thank you for helping shape who we've become. You saw our potential long before we did and long before the world was ready to recognize it. We wouldn't have made it this far without you. But what makes this class, our class, truly special is not just what we've overcome, but what we've chosen to embrace. We've learned that every person here has a gift, a unique talent, a voice that matters. We've discovered that we're not meant to be copies, we're meant to be original. Life isn't supposed to be lived on an assembly line, and we are proof of that. Some of us are artists, some are scientists, some are mathematicians, not me, but some of you. Some are quiet leaders, and some are loud ones. Our class has band members with multiple state titles. We have show choir national grand champions. We have Lilly finalists, a regional academic all-star, and national merit scholarship program recognition. And athletics, we have Mr. Basketball. We have conference, regional, and even state champions. We have record breakers and history makers. And in the future, we'll have nurses, surgeons, lawyers, cosmetologists, welders, electricians, soldiers, teachers, and pilots, and careers and paths we will name and create ourselves. And while some of us still don't know exactly what we're made for, we've started to understand that our differences aren't something to hide, and we shouldn't be measured by someone else's strengths. And that's what makes our community beautiful. So here's my hope, my prayer for every one of us today, that wherever you're going next, you will find the people and places that bring out the best in you, that you'll surround yourself with those who make you feel seen, not small, who help you believe that your gift, whatever it is not just valid, but vital. Because the world doesn't need more imitation and striving. It needs people who are confident and fulfilled, complementing society instead of conforming to it. So now, as we step out into whatever comes next, let's be bold enough to build lives that are honest, that reflect our real passions, our real convictions, and our real selves. Because when we choose to live with the purpose we were designed for, that's when we don't just answer the criticism of the world, we rise above it. So congratulations, Greenfield-Central class of 2025. It's our time, not just to join the world, but to change it. Thank you.
Good morning. I have the pleasure of introducing our next student speaker, Maddie Bowman. Maddie Bowman is the son of Janae and the daughter of Janae and Brad Bowman, and is attending Indiana University next fall to study marketing and be on the cheerleading team. So please give a warm welcome to Maddie Bowman.
Good morning, everybody. Students, who's excited to graduate today? Woo! Parents, who's excited that your kid is one step closer to moving out? Woo! We've all been waiting for this moment for so long, parents and siblings included. I am the baby of the family, and I know when my sisters graduated, I couldn't wait for them to move out. I could finally have my own bathroom. They both moved back in after college, though, so to all the siblings out there, don't get too comfortable. The peace doesn't last very long. Besides, maybe being comfortable isn't the most beneficial for us anyways. It can prevent us from venturing out of our comfort zones. Today, I decided to venture out of my comfort zone and speak to you all this morning. I hope that this speech encourages you all to try new things and refrain from falling into our same comfortable patterns. Speaking from experience, comfort zones are a giant graveyard for new opportunities and creativity. Sitting here today, we all think we have a general idea of who we are and what our identity is. Many of us have fallen under the same stereotype our entire lives. Think of the typical high school movies. There's always the nerds and the athletes and the band kids and so on. While many of these movies over-exaggerate these stereotypes, they do still exist, even right here in our school. There's the band kids, who excel in a ridiculous amount of hours playing instruments, throwing flags, and conducting, which clearly paid off with state championships. There's the theater kids, who love to act, sing, dance, and direct. The athletes, and I would like to note that we had an impressive 20 student athletes signed to continue their athletic careers at the collegiate level next year. It's pretty impressive if you ask me. There's the academic achievers, the ones that carry the group projects, never procrastinate, and are always worried about failing a test when they know they're gonna get an A. So who does that leave? The floaters, the kids who may not be involved in any of these activities, but can go along with everyone. I think we could all learn a thing or two from them on that front. All of us fit into at least one of these stereotypes. However, a wise author once said, "The problem with stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but that they are incomplete. They make one story the only story." I would now like each graduate to reach under the seat of your chair. There should be a piece of paper taped there. Please be careful when you're reaching it and taking it off. I had to bribe my friends with Don Rigo queso last night to help me tape them, so. Should be right on the very front. Some of them might be a little janky, sorry. We try to do it fast. Shoot, I knew that was gonna happen. Hold on, thank you. Okay, you should all be looking at a paper that reads either band kid, athlete, academic achiever, theater kid, or floater. Now some of you may be looking at this paper thinking, this term does not describe me at all. I know it might hurt some of you to hear this, but you're all wrong. What's written on these papers tells only a fraction of our stories. Many of us have spent most of, if not all of our lives, living under the labels of stereotypes, where we're comfortable and where we feel like we belong. These terms are faulty, though. We fall into each other's categories in one way or another. I'm cheering in college next year. Athlete, check. I freak out if I don't get an A on an assignment. Oh, academic achiever, check. I love dancing to music and singing in the shower. Band and theater kid, check. As you can see, I consider myself a part of all of these categories. So floater, check. We all sit here today more united and similar than ever. We all share interests and goals. We are all equally terrified for next year. We are all also itching for freedom and independence. Please rip your paper in half. Today, we all fall under the same labels: leaders, achievers, graduates. We all get the chance to start over next year. No labels and no reputation following us. My parents always encouraged me to try new things as I've grown up, but I'd always respond with, "I cannot do that. That's embarrassing." In typical dad fashion, my dad likes to make everything a life lesson, so he always liked to respond with, "It's only embarrassing if you feel embarrassed." I'd always roll my eyes at that comment, but ironically, here I am passing on the same advice to you all today. Sorry, Dad, for always giving you attitude, because it turns out you may have had a point. I think we all owe our parents and the other important adults in our lives a thank you for all of their guidance throughout the years, and maybe an apology or two for being resistant at times. While it may feel embarrassing at first, I challenge you to create new labels for yourself. Find new hobbies. Be impressionable. Open your eyes, open your mind, and open your heart to the world around you. We've waited our whole lives for this day, and the day is finally here. I encourage you to stop waiting for the next big thing to happen and go take advantage of the opportunities that now stand before you. Let's celebrate together. Here's to a future full of breaking stereotypes, with maybe a few embarrassing moments along the way. While we all have our differences and identify with a variety of categories, never forget where you came from and what unites us all. We will all forever be Cougars. Congratulations, class of 2025.
It is my honor to introduce Ms. Maggie Walters. She's been teaching for 12 years and has been here at Greenfield-Central for 3. She has made a positive impact on the lives of me and countless others and will continue to as she moves to Michigan this coming summer. Her presence at Greenfield-Central will certainly be missed. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Walters.
Good morning. To be very honest, I was hoping to make it through my teaching career without ever having to speak in front of hundreds of people. Public speaking is at the top of my list when it comes to things I fear most. But I suppose this is payback for every time I've told a student, many of whom are sitting in front of me right now, that giving a speech is no big deal and you'll be fine. So, when I got the question, will you speak at commencement, I decided to call my parents in hopes that they would have some words of wisdom to put me at ease. After an uncomfortable pause, my mom responded with, "Oh boy," as I could hear my dad laughing in the background. So that wasn't so encouraging. Hopeful for a better response, I then decided to text my brother. His response, and I quote, "That sucks, LOL, I would never." So no help from them. Thankfully, about an hour later, I had an email in my inbox from Mr. Oliver. An email with some of your reasons for nominating me to speak. It was your words that gave me the confidence to speak this morning. One of you said that I push my students to be better than they think they can be. The truth is this, though, that so many of you have had this same effect on me. So many of you have challenged me to be a better educator, and more importantly, to be a better person. Some of you said that I'm an influential and wise teacher. I truly think the same of so many of you. Your wisdom and influence are what drive my passion for education. I know this will come to a shock to many of you, but loving my job doesn't come from never giving out A's. It comes from all of you. And lastly, one of you said that since I have decided to move after the academic year concludes, that you felt it was only appropriate I be honored with speaking to my students one last time. So, as I speak to you one last time, I hope to leave you with some useful advice, which has no basis more reliable than my own experiences. Number 1, never stop learning. I know this is probably the last thing that you want to hear, but when I say never stop learning, I don't mean go to school for the rest of your lives. In fact, many of you may never step foot in another classroom again, and that's okay. Learn serious and important aspects of life, such as the importance of kindness. Learn difficult truths, such as the reality that you can sometimes do all the right things and still not get the outcome you want. Learn outrageous and ridiculous things, such as how to properly use cap, lit, or sus in daily conversation. I suppose I have many of you to thank for this one. Learn from books, ones that you actually enjoy reading, because I promise reading can change your life. Learn from conversations with people that challenge you. I can thank Mr. Key for many of these, even though some ended in some pretty big fights. But to say that I didn't learn anything would be a lie. Learning isn't always easy, but it's necessary in ways that we often don't realize for years. Learn from all kinds of people, especially people with different opinions and beliefs than you. Be willing to learn about others' perspectives and viewpoints. I've learned more from my students in 12 years than I ever learned in school. Everyone has a story, everyone has experiences, and everyone has memories. Listen to them and find those that will listen to yours. These moments are where the real learning happens. Number 2, delete social media off your phone. As you all roll your eyes at me for this one, I promise you, from experience, you'll be much happier if you take this advice. Number 3, you will make mistakes. It probably wouldn't be the smartest idea if I stood up here and told you about all of the mistakes that I've made. So I'll keep this one simple. Some of your mistakes will be fairly inconsequential, but some may alter the entire course of your life. And I'm speaking from experience on this one. Regardless, just know that when you do make mistakes, because you all will, you should own them, as people will respect you so much more when you do. Number 4, don't get a tattoo until you're at least 25. For those of you that already have one, I hope you picked a better one than I did, or at age 34, during a break at work, you'll be Googling tattoo removal near me. Number 5, value your friendships. I have found that having good friends is so important. While there are many examples that I could give to express this point, I've decided to share one that I think you'll all appreciate. I'd say that having a good friend is one that will stay by your side when things go wrong, except if that friend is Miss Dawson. About 2 years ago, as Dr. Olin addressed the staff of the entire corporation, Dawson and I got up to use the restroom. As we started walking towards the exit, my ankle suddenly gave out and I fell into some woman across the aisle. And as I tried to get off of her, I somehow fell again, but this time onto the ground. Now, a good friend would have stayed by my side, checked to make sure I was okay, and helped me up. But a great friend, insert Miss Dawson, sprinted away as quickly as possible because she couldn't stop laughing. So maybe the best definition of a true friend is someone that you can always laugh with or at. But in all seriousness, I hope that you all cherish your friendships just as much as the other relationships in your lives. As Alice Osman once said, give your friendships the time and effort that you would give a romance, because they're just as important. Number 6, ask for help. And when you've learned how, please let me know. Number 7, try not to compare yourself too much to others. The reality is that someone will always be smarter than you, more attractive than you, more athletic than you, more confident than you, more artistic than you, whatever it may be. But the less you focus on what everyone else is doing, and the more you focus on what you're doing and the kind of person that you are, the happier you'll be. Number 8, be willing to change plans. 16 years ago, I sat in one of your seats, and to say that my life didn't go exactly according to plan would be an understatement. To give you some context, as graduation approached, my best friend and I sat in our Shakespeare class, and he turned to me and said, Mags, if we happen to be single when we're 30, we're gonna have to marry each other because we'll be so old that there won't be any other options. At 18, 30 seemed so old, and that if our lives weren't figured out by then, that we must be failing or doing something wrong. But the reality is, your life is never totally figured out. And saying things like, I have to be married by 30, or I have to get that promotion by a certain age, may lead you to rushing your life instead of just living it. Fun fact, I didn't marry that friend. Instead, at 30, we changed it to 40. Be willing to change plans. Be willing to let go of expectations you once set that no longer fit the life that you're living. Try not to worry so much about the future. The best times and the best moments in life are rarely planned, for they are so often things that never even crossed your mind. I'm thankful that my life didn't go as planned, because I wouldn't be standing here today if it had. Number 9, you don't have to have one identity for the entirety of your life. Maddie spoke on this in her speech, but it's so important to remember. You have the opportunity to be so many different things throughout your lives. We are meant to believe that we have to stay on the course set for us at a young age, but this just isn't true. And just because you've attributed your identity to something or someone up until this point doesn't mean that it has to be your identity forever. Number 10, everything you do matters. I hope that you all walk across this stage knowing that your time here and what you've accomplished here does matter. Your accomplishments have impacted everyone in this gym in one way or another. And while I can't speak for your parents, your loved ones, your friends, or your other teachers, I'd like to share how you've all mattered to me. It's the random students whose names I may never know that smiled back as we crossed paths in the hall. It's the Ava Hutziaks and the Keaton Kutzes who, regardless of their fear of speaking in front of their peers, did so without complaint. Talk about motivation for facing my fears. It's the Tyler Thompsons and the Ethan Romans that, after reading and watching The Great Gatsby and Film Lit, only ever referred to me as old sport. It's the Kendall Schneckers who weren't afraid to call me out when I'd missed something quite obvious in a reading. It's the Peyton Foleys that got choked up at their college signings, thanking everyone that helped them along the way. I think we could all learn a little something about humbleness from people like him. It's every student that's ever asked a question to get me off topic, as these discussions were some of the most memorable classes. It's the Ella Harpolds that could frustrate me to no end, but somehow left me laughing hysterically. These are the kind of people that remind all of us that sometimes we need to just be goofy. It's the Landon Specks that sat quietly in class all semester, but still periodically nodded their heads to let me know, hey, I'm listening. It's the Anaya Jean Baptistes that made me question everything about my teaching and everything about my personality with their facial expressions. But in the end, the Anayas are the ones that reassure me the most. It's the senior girls basketball players that brought me flowers and hugs when I lost someone very close to me this winter. It's the Isaac Birdies that helped me edit an essay for my master's program, because let's be honest, he's a better writer than any of us here. It's the Mason Millers that smashed their hand into the ceiling tiles, trying to show me how to properly hit a volleyball. I guess this was his way of intimidating me before the student staff volleyball game, which unfortunately was won by the seniors, so I guess it worked. It's the Haley Privets and the Caitlin Coxes that brought up topics in discussion that left me thinking for days. It's every former AP student that trusted me to help them with their college essays. It's the Tanessa O'Neills that turned to me on a random weekday at basketball practice and said, I think you should move to Michigan. Anyone that knows you knows that's where your heart is. While this list doesn't even begin to scratch the surface, as there are so many of you that I could have mentioned, I hope that it gives all of you just a small idea as to how thankful I am for my time here with all of you, and that all of the little things you do on a daily basis truly do matter. They matter more than you know. And so, I urge you to remember to not only to do the little things, but also to enjoy the little things, because in the end, really they're the big things. Okay, time to wrap this up. Today is the end, but it is also the beginning of so much more. As you step onto this stage, receive your diploma, and walk back to your seat, I hope that you remember that being a part of the Greenfield-Central class of 2025 is a great foundation for moving forward. Okay, I lied. I have one last piece of advice, and maybe the most important of all. Follow your heart and trust your gut. For the past 12 years of my life, I've been a teacher. And for the first time in 12 years, my future is unknown. But what I do know is that my heart is in Michigan, and my gut is telling me it's where I belong. For the past 12 years of your lives, you've been students. And for the first time in 12 years, much of your futures are unknown. But I promise you that if you follow your heart and trust your gut, that you too will end up exactly where you belong. And so, I will leave you with this. I hope that on this day, you're all feeling exactly what I'm feeling. Excited, terrified, hopeful. I hope that by following your heart and trusting your gut, you have the courage to seek opportunities that excite you, terrify you, and most importantly, that leave you hopeful and happy. Congratulations, class of 2025. Go have some fun.
Thank you, Ms. Walters. Before we present diplomas, I'd like to take a few moments to let you know that the class of 2025 is the first class at Greenfield-Central High School to incorporate the Latin Honors designation. As you see the graduates walk across the stage, you will recognize graduates in the 3 categories, each signifying different levels of academic achievement. The first, cum laude, means with honor. It recognizes students who have earned a grade point average of 3.6 to 3.79. Those students wearing a white cord in recognition of this achievement, please go ahead and stand and be recognized. The second designation, magna cum laude, meaning with great honor, recognizes students who have earned a grade point average between 3.8 and 3.99. Those students are wearing a blue and white cord in recognition of the achievement. Please stand and be recognized. And finally, summa cum laude, meaning with highest honor, recognizes students who have earned a grade point average of 4.0 or higher. Those students are wearing gold, blue, and white cords in recognition of this achievement. Please stand and be recognized. Congratulations to all of our Latin Honors graduates.
Peter Franklin Hummel. Della Nicole Hedge. Taylor Renee Sweet. Tanessa Braswell O'Neill. Madeline Bradley Bowman. Caden Avery Aker. Isabel Marie Adcock. David Daniel Patterson Allen. Alexander Lee Arrowwood. Bernice Afua Asiedu. Colby H. Atkinson. Emma Lynn Bainter. Maddie D. Baker. Rachel Faye Baker. Jalen Ball. Samantha M. Barker. Gwyneth Elizabeth Barnett. Nathan Levi Barngrover. Malcolm Gabriel Bell. Mackenzie Lynn Bell. Crismelis Beltre Alcantara. Isaac Jacob Birdie. Lauren Kate Bewley. Drake Garrett Bittinger. Catherine Elizabeth May Blanton. Zachary Jagger Blevins. Mason Brody Bragdon. Brandon Scott Breeding. Aiden Briles. Cheney Marie Brown. Maddox D. Brown. Brea Maeve Browning. Liberty Elizabeth Bryant. Whitley Rose Buckler. Charlotte Budnick Thompson. Megan Elizabeth Bundy. Jalen D. Burrow. Chloe A. Bush. Quentin Alexander Bush. Lynn Bai. Lindsay Ann Caceres. Isabella Jasmine Camacho. Blake M. Campbell. Mariah L. Campbell. Shakira Janae Carpure. Abigail S. Carrico. Alyssa D. Cash. Nicole Ray Chappell. Marissa May Clapp. Xander James Cobb. Guyan M. Colasaco. Elena Cole. Avens Basil Colstock. Nylan D. Compton. Joe A. Cooper. Jordan James Cooper. Isabella James Casaro Furge. Caitlin K. Cox. Nathaniel Peyton Kozat. Emily E. Crockett. Elise LeRae Curtis. Colin Wayne Dalton. Tatum Danae Dalton. William Sawyer Dalton. Chloe Grace Davidson. Claire Marie Davidson. Kaylin S. Davis. Christian J. Day. Isabella Nicole Day. Alyssa Madison Deckard. Ryan Dietz. Raymond C. Doan. Hayden D. Durick. Corbin McCoy Elliott. Andrew Christ Ellsbury. L. M. Everidge. Liliana Jane Fatele. Oliviana Quaclo Ferrara. Mercedes Kaylin Philibrown. Nicholas J. Flench. Dylan J. Fletcher. Benjamin Lewis Flora. Emma Kathleen Floyn. Peyton J. Foley. Leilani A. Forshey. Drew Dolan Jeremy Franklin. Dallas Allen Freeman. Lillian Grace Frieden. Adam C. Gerard. Jasmine Marie Gervais. Ethan William Gibbs. Hunter Ray Goen. Hudson Jordan Graham. Sienna Grass. Alyssa Lynn Greenwald. Kylie J. Greer. Connor Avery Griffith. Connor Joseph Griffith. Jace Gustin.
Cadence Azalyn Ham. Jared A. Harlow. Derek Allen Harmon. Ella Rose Harpold. Kenzie Lee Hasty. Kylie Renee Henderson. Anastasia Marie Hendricks. Dakota Allen Hensley. Madison S. Herbert. Aubrey Lynn Hernandez. Addison Olivia Heron. Caden James Heron. Alexis Joe Hodges. Madison Lorene Hodges. Harper Lee Holden. Ava Catherine Holland. Kira Kimmery Marie Hope. Russell W. Hobson. Allison Page Hornaday. Caitlin Hope Horton. Jonathan Cole Howard. Avery Anna Howell. Owen Leander Howell. Josie Jean Hubbard. Ava Hudziak. Cole David Hunt. Heidi B. Ibarra Paz. Maya James Aurelia Jackson. Jackson Tyler Jacobs. Ava May Jaggers Rust. Miley Jaranilla. Jacob R. Jossad. Anaya Jean Baptiste. Liliana A. Jeffries. Morgan S. Jeffress. Ian Garrett Jenkins. Brady W. Johnson. Michael Lee Johnson III. Colden D. W. Jones. Jordan L. Jones. Tessa Code Joyner. Chase D. Judd. Joshua D. Kalb. Aiden Carnes. Ada Lee Kellums. Jasmine Marie Kessler. Autumn Marie Kiefer Miles. Austin Lee Kinser. Caleb Wesley Kinser. Daisha Renee Kirkman. Peyton W. Kennar. Orion M. Courts. Keaton Owen Koontz. Kimberly Rose Couric. Michael Allen Kwiatkowski. Emma Lane. Justin Allen Lane. Bensley Carl Dinsky Lassier. Ansley Claire Lauterbach. Dylan J. Lawson. James M. Leary. Reagan M. Lieberman. Gianna Charmaine Lombardo. Leah M. Long. Trevor M. Long. Andrew J. Love. Zoe May Lau. Dylan Jacob Luther. Juan P. Malvez. Carly Marie Masters. Colton Patrick Mayberry. Matthew Paul Baynard. Brooklyn Ray McConnell. Shaylee Sue McFarland. Julian Alexander McGinnis. Carly Powers Means. Landon F. Meeker. Audrey Elaine Merlau Selskis. Gatlin I. Meyer. Caitlin Page Miller. Mason O. Miller. Isabel Cynthia Monsma. Jalen John Morris. Jordan Howard Morris. Braylon A. Mullins. Eddie Darrell Mullins. Andrew Michael Munden. Taylor Michelle Napier. Aiden P. Nickel. Gwen Marie Novotny. Jacob M. Oakley. Stone M. Oliver. Alyssa Ann Osborne. James David Owen. Alyssa Brianna Owens. Lillian Owens. Lexi K. Pagic. Lincoln Lance Parsons. Taylor Renee Parsons. Ayana R. Penn. Summer R. Purdue. Jocelyn Perez Hernandez. Jayla K. Peterson. Brandon Urzua Peterson. Charlotte Grace Philippi.
Alec Dmitry Plasinski. Ava Taylor Powell. Haley Privet. Devin E. Ramsey. Carter Austin Rankins. McKenna Michelle Rankins. Anthony Allen Redmond III. Abigail Waite Reed. Madeline Isla Reed. Keanu William Reeves. Jade Ray Lynn Renfro. Gabriella Josephine Rainier. Caden G. Rainier. Jasmine Alexandria Reynolds. Parker Max Rhodes. Wesley Michael Richardson. Nathan Lee Robbins. Gracie Marie Roberts. Aiden Cooper Robertson. Alexa Coral Rodriguez. Ethan James Roman. Riley Rowland. Haley Noel Rose. Caden W. Rose. Deegan Rowe. Joseph Neal Royster. Elvin Alexis Sanchez Jose. Gabriel Thomas Sanders. Tyler M. Savage. Landon Cooper Schmidt. Damian J. Schnabel. Kendall Rose Schnecker. Silas Hope Schwenzer. Aiden Benezet Scott. Jenna E. Shaw. Ava Rose Shepard. Maggie E. Shepard. Reagan Grant Sherfick. Lillian Victoria Chenault. Kylie Nicole Sika. Ava Jolene Sickles. Isaiah William Sitton. Lucas Allen Sitzman. Kerrigan Clody Ann Sleeth. Samaya Angel Leanne Smalley. Danica Ann Smith. Dylan J. Smith. Jalen Ann Smith. Jaden Richard Smith. Jonathan Allen Smith. Cody Robert Smith. Madison Louise Sonsini. Jaden Lee Sparks. Joseph R.P. Sparks. Landon A. Speck. Gracie Brooks Sperling. Cameron A. Stanley. Marquan R. Starks. Haley Alexis Stein. Journey R. Stevens. Robert Sean Stevens. Isaac M. Stewart. Mariana Jane Stokes. Sarah C. Stonerock. Ellie Marie Streveler. Bailey J. Stroud. Jalen Antonio Stuckey. Rachel Irene Stutz. Jayana D. Sykes. Which one? Which one? John Lamar Stuckey. Shane I. Thompson. Sophia Grace Thompson. Toby Thompson. Tyler William Thompson. Frank J. Titus. Andrew M. Trable. Mimi Tran. Isabella Trice. Paisley Tucker. Elena Marie Tutrow. Axel Valadares. Nick P. Vandermeulen. Zachary Cole Van Dyke. Jacob Christian Van Osdal. Braden Martin Vanoski. Ronan A. Vaught. Gavin Maxwell Wagoner. Geraldine Nevea Wainscott. Dylan A. Walsh. Benjamin J. Warburton. Corey L. Ward. Kevin Lee Wells. Dalen Edwin Bradley Wheeler. Shelby Marie Wheeler. Josie Joe White. Boston James Willard. Jacoby Amir Williams. Carter J. Wise. Abigail E. Woodruff. Angelina Michelle Woolery. Samuel Vincent Wright Ruggles. Avery R.G. Young. Gabrielle Elise Young.
Alrighty, so first of all, I'm supposed to ask everyone in the bleachers, please remain seated until after all the graduates leave the gym. But I just want to say it's been an honor to serve all you guys as your class president for the last few years. It's truly been fun. I hope we were able to make it a little fun for you guys, and gonna miss it for sure, and a lot of these faces, and it's been a blast. So I did tell them at the senior brunch we get one last Roll Cougs in, so Roll Cougs on 3. 1, 2, 3, Roll Cougs! All right, so with that, Class of 2025, you guys may turn your tassels. Congratulations. You can stand. Stand up, stand up, stand up.
It's already on TMZ.